Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Dallas, Cowboys. Let's get to the news now, folks. What if I told you that one of the biggest defensive stars in the NFL right now could be on his way to the Cowboys? Yep, we're talking about Myles Garrett, the dominant edge rusher from the Cleveland Browns. You heard that right. There's a lot of murmurs around league circles, whispers that Garrett, a player who's been a nightmare for offensive lines across the league, could soon be donning the star on his helmet. Now, I know what you're thinking. This could be a game changer, a seismic shift in the NFC East landscape, especially given how Dallas's defense has been battered by injuries and inconsistent play lately. But let's dig into what's fueling these rumors, what it could mean for the Cowboys, and how this potential move could reshape the division. First, let's set the stage. The Browns, sitting at 2-8, are clearly in full rebuild mode. They've decided to unload some of their stars, and Garrett is at the top of that list. Cleveland's management is pushing for a total overhaul, clearly prioritizing future flexibility over immediate success. Their offense has been anemic, averaging just 16. 2 points per game, and with a negative cap space situation, they're forced to make tough decisions. Moving on from Garrett, a player earning $29 million in cap hits, is part of their strategy to clear space for younger talent and to acquire draft picks. The Browns are looking ahead to 2026, not necessarily chasing a playoff run this season, especially with their secondary giving up 234 points to opposing offenses. It's a classic rebuild move, reminiscent of the Khalil Mack trade back in 2022 that significantly shook up the Bears' roster and set them on a new path. Now, why would the Cowboys be interested? Well, because Myles Garrett isn't just any pass rusher. He's a game wrecker, a player whose presence alone can alter the entire dynamic of a defensive front. Garrett, just 29 years old, is having another stellar season in 2025. Across 10 games, he's registered 39 combined tackles, including 10 solo, and a remarkable 15 sacks. His pressure rate sits at an elite 34%, and his win rate in one-on-one situations is over 32%, according to PFF, which means he consistently beats offensive linemen and makes plays in the backfield. His EPA per snap of 0.24, along with his 94.8 grade from PFF, shows just how disruptive he can be. It's no exaggeration to say that Garrett's impact is comparable to some of the best pass rushers in recent NFL history, and his ability to generate pressure translates into more sacks, more turnovers, and less time for opposing quarterbacks to operate. What makes this potential trade even more intriguing is how Garrett fits into the Cowboys' current situation. Dallas is 4-5-1, and their defensive line, while talented, has been hampered by injuries. DeMarcus Lawrence battling a pec injury and Sam Williams recovering from an ankle sprain have left the front seven a little thin. Adding Garrett would immediately boost their pass rush, giving them a true difference maker on the edge. His presence would likely add around 14 more sacks for the rest of the season, and his pressure rate could spike to over 38%, making life miserable for opponents. The Cowboys' defense, which is already ranked among the top in the league, could see a significant uptick in effectiveness. Opposing offenses would be under constant duress, especially in crucial third-down situations, where Dallas's defense has struggled at times this season. Garrett could help reduce opposing points per game from around 29, 3 to something closer to 24, a huge boost in any game, especially against divisional rivals like the Eagles or the Giants. Let's talk cap space. The Cowboys have around $22 million available, which is enough to make a move happen if they get creative. Restructuring deals or pushing some salary into future years could make acquiring Garrett feasible without crippling their cap situation. It's a move that could pay dividends in the postseason, especially considering how Garrett's pressure rate and sack numbers could elevate Dallas's pass rush to an elite level. Think about it. Micah Parsons would no longer be the only dominant force rushing the passer. Garrett would add a new dimension, forcing offenses to double-team or chip him, opening up more opportunities for Parsons and others to make plays. Now, imagine the domino effect. With Garrett on the line, Dallas's defense could become one of the league's most feared. They could turn close games into blowouts by consistently pressuring the quarterback and forcing turnovers. This kind of upgrade might also act as a catalyst for the entire team, boosting confidence and morale. It's no secret that the Cowboys have been in a bit of a roller coaster season. Some wins, some tough losses, and plenty of injuries. But adding a player of Garrett's caliber could be the boost they need to finish strong, secure a playoff spot, and make a real run at another Super Bowl appearance. And speaking of the postseason, let's look at the numbers. If Garrett joins Dallas, his impact could be reflected in the odds. Currently, the Cowboys are considered long shots at plus 600 to win the Super Bowl, but with Garrett, those odds could drop significantly, potentially to plus 300 or better. In the playoffs, Garrett could be the X factor, especially in crunch time. His ability to generate pressure against top-tier quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford or Jalen Hurts could be the difference between an early exit and a deep run. Plus, his presence might serve as a psychological boost for the entire defense, knowing they have a player who can change the game single-handedly. Of course, there are questions. Will Cleveland actually trade Garrett? Are the Cowboys willing to give up enough in draft capital and salary to make this happen? It's not a guarantee, but the signs are pointing toward a real possibility. The Browns are in full rebuild mode, and Garrett's value will only increase if they hold on to him, especially as they look to accumulate picks and develop young players. But if Dallas can strike a deal, it could redefine their defense for years to come, much like how the 2022 trade for Khalil Mack helped the Bears jumpstart their rebuild. Garrett's addition would create a new fear factor for offenses, and that's exactly what the Cowboys need if they want to reach the Super Bowl again. This potential move is more than just a splash, it's a statement. It signals that Dallas is serious about competing at the highest level, about pushing past the limitations of injuries and inconsistency, and about building a roster that can dominate in the postseason. Garrett's proven track record, combined with his elite metrics, makes him a perfect fit for what the Cowboys are trying to achieve this season and beyond. If they can pull this off, it might be the most significant defensive upgrade in recent franchise history, and it could set the stage for a new era of Cowboys football, one where the defense is just as feared as the offense, and where the team's Super Bowl aspirations become even more realistic. Now I want you to imagine the impact on the NFC East. With Garrett bolstering Dallas's front, the division becomes even more competitive. The Eagles, who have one of the best offensive lines in the league, might find it even harder to protect Jalen Hurts. The Giants, still finding their footing, could struggle against a revamped Dallas defense. And the Commanders, well, they'd be fighting an uphill battle trying to keep pace with a Cowboys team that's suddenly looking more formidable than ever. This move could ignite a new rivalry dynamic, intensifying every matchup and making NFC East games must-watch events. It's the kind of upgrade that can shift the balance of power, not just for this season, but for the next few years, as Dallas aims to establish itself as a perennial contender. And I haven't even touched on the historical significance. The Cowboys have always been about building a tough, relentless defense. Adding Garrett fits perfectly into that identity. His presence would be a statement to the league that Dallas isn't just content with being good, they want to be great. A defense led by Parsons and Garrett would be one of the most intimidating units in recent NFL memory, capable of forcing turnovers, producing sacks, and shutting down the best offenses in the league. This isn't just about one player. It's about transforming the entire identity of the team into a defensive juggernaut. In the end, this potential trade could be the spark Dallas needs to elevate their Super Bowl chances. It's a bold move, yes, but in today's NFL, bold is often what separates champions from also-rans. The Cowboys have a talented roster, a franchise quarterback in Dak Prescott, and now possibly a defensive game-changer in Myles Garrett. It's the kind of move that could define a season and propel Dallas to heights they've only dreamed of in recent years. So stay tuned, because if this deal happens, it'll be one of the biggest storylines of the NFL season, and Cowboys fans, you won't want to miss a second of it. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. Do you think Garrett would be the perfect piece to push Dallas over the top? Or are there concerns about how this move might affect the cap or team chemistry? Either way, I want to know what you're thinking. Remember, this is a fan community, and your voice is what makes it special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. We're just getting started on this exciting journey, and with moves like this on the horizon, the future looks brighter than ever for your Dallas Cowboys.